everyone, my name is Charlie. Today I'm going to inform you the importance of maintaining a healthy work-life balance in the healthcare setting. Although you may not even be working healthcare, it is still a good consideration. Let's get started. Now, let's ask ourselves, what is healthcare? As the definition above, healthcare is any person who is engaged in the promotion, protection, or improvement of the health of a population. There are various types of healthcare, such as registered nurses, nurse practitioners, physicians, pharmacists, and many more. As you may know, in 2019, our world suffered a shock. COVID. COVID shut down various businesses, but there was one business that had to keep going: healthcare. COVID brought a lot of negative things, such as excessive workloads, unfair patient-to-nurse ratios, heavy hours. The Asian Journal of Psychiatry decided to take a deeper look into how healthcare workers were affected by COVID. The study uses various methods such as literature speech, qualitative analysis, and a cross-sectional study. After using all this, the study concluded various findings, such as high emotional stress. Many depressive symptoms were noted, and 22.4 moderate mental health disturbances were reported by healthcare workers. After hearing this, how did COVID affect your job? Now, why am I bringing up COVID, you may ask? Although all these side effects are focused on when COVID was, there are also daily side effects to healthcare workers' everyday job. Although every job faces struggles, my focus is healthcare. A little side note for me is that just as you take care of yourself every day, or even kids, not to undermine that, but you also must think healthcare workers are doing that on top of taking care of 2 to 4 patients depending on your job. Healthcare workers not always, but can experience high stress through work, constant negativity whether it's from patients, relatives, family, etc. They also experience long hours, physical labor, and it's very familiar to see negative outcomes. Now here's another study that was done. This was a cross-sectional observational study that took over 105 healthcare professionals. On the left, you see the various genders, age, experience, and education, and on the right, you see the negative effects of a no work-life balance. 44.8% stated that they have anxiety, 65.5% acknowledged their depression symptoms, 70.7% suffered insomnia, and even 25.9% report an alcohol use disorder. Now, looking at all those negatives may seem like a scare to healthcare or any person who wants to be a future healthcare worker. But the whole goal behind this project is to ultimately allow yourself to gain that healthy work-life balance, whatever it may be. Now, there are some challenges of maintaining a work-life balance. A journal published in 2003 by Nancy R. Lockwood took a deeper dive into the meaning behind work-life balance. She ultimately defined it as a juggling of competing demands. But as a true definition, it is a state of equilibrium in which demands of both a person's job and a person's life are equal. Now, maintaining a healthy work-life balance is hard, and it has its struggles. Situations such as work-family conflicts comes into play, which affects the ability to gain a work-life balance by causing a pull between work and family responsibilities. Work-life balance from your employer is a struggle, as you are needed by your employer and are expected to maintain responsibilities and obligations. Most businesses do, however, offer various family-friendly benefits, which allow employees to maintain family commitments and not compromise work responsibilities. There is also another struggle, such as work-life programs such as PTO, which always can't be enough, leave, which also establishes that you have to have a reason, or your work also establishes policies and procedures, which tries to provide flexibility but may not always work. Although those are all challenges for offering a work-life balance, the key is still to try to gain that healthy. Now, for you, it may look completely different to gain that, and that's okay. Everyone has their different views and needs in life. So even though those were all challenges, they also might be pluses, such as the PTO helps offer your time away from work, but also still to get paid. Have you ever heard of the term burnout? Burnout is a huge thing in the healthcare, which is ultimately a syndrome that indicates emotional exhaustion, cynicism, and it also creates a feeling of a diminished accomplishment, but it also creates the tendency to view individuals as objects. let's take a dive into ways we can reduce the chance of getting burnout. Now let's answer the big question. How are we going to gain that work-life balance? It is important to remember that it is different for everyone. My version of work-life balance may be different than yours. It is so important to know your needs and your wants. A key to maintaining a work-life balance is very huge though in understanding what your work offers, whether that's different policies than what your last job is, different procedures. It also is important to note that you have PTO and you can utilize that in any way possible. Make notes of what you enjoy, whether that's family movies, alone time, reading in a hammock, shopping all the time, shopping online, shopping in person, whatever it may be. Take note of that and find the time to take that time for yourself or with others. Make sure to set boundaries at work and at home. It is important not to go home and start doing your work unless that is truly something you enjoy. It is also important to go to work, and if you don't want to be involved with your home life at work, then don't involve that. It is all on you. It is important to stay flexible in this time. Especially when you're finding out what you need to gain this work-life balance, you gotta be flexible in understanding what worked yesterday may not work today. It is important to also plan ahead. You want to space out time enough in where you can give yourself both time to do work and also time to take that time for yourself. Reconsider your work. If it comes to the point where you cannot gain that work-life balance and it is draining you as a person, it is important to reconsider what you are doing. A very helpful way for that may be to start doing mental checks, whether it's weekly, daily, monthly, whatever it may be, doing those mental checks for yourself. You gotta be selfish in that sense, and you have to check yourself off on what you're doing right and what you're doing wrong. It is also important to have others to talk to, whether that may be family, therapist, friends, whoever you need in the moment or at that specific time. It is important to allow those around you to also understand what you're going through. Now that we have discovered some approaches you can take into gaining a work-life balance, it is also important to look at the plus side of all of this. A study done once again by Nancy R. Lockwood concluded that work-life balance significantly improves not only mental health of employers, but also company morale. It reduces your call-outs, and it improves the ability to retain knowledge, and is said to be a win-win situation for everyone. Although it may be hard, it is important to be selfish when gaining a work-life balance. You must put yourself first, and you must prioritize your mental health. Now let's personalize this a little bit. Hi, I am the person behind the voice. I'm working as a clinical assistant right now at Children's Hospital Colorado. And don't get me wrong, I absolutely love my job more than anything. But within the 9 months I've worked there, the first 3 months I already gained burnout. I did not prioritize my needs, and I did not prioritize once, even a little bit, a healthy work-life balance. Even to this day, I'm still slowly working on what best fits for me, and it actually came to the point where I had to switch from night shift to day shift because my mental health was getting so bad because I was not prioritizing myself over my work and my work over myself. So, a little key to maintaining a work-life balance is being selfish and putting yourself first.